One thing that I hear from my clients a lot, whether they're brand new and just starting a business for the first time or they've been in business for a couple years, is that they're struggling to market their business and stand out online. You know, there's so much competition, there's so many other people creating content. How can they stand out? And the truth is, when it comes to marketing your business successfully, your branding has a lot to do with who you're attracting and helping you connect with those ideal clients that you're hoping to reach. Hey, I'm Maya. I'm a brand and show it website designer. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 branding tips to help you either develop your branding for your business for the first time or strengthen your current branding if you've been in business for a while. So before we get into the 3 tips, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about brand strategy and why it matters. Brand strategy is a term that you'll hear me using throughout this video, and I'll get into it more in tip number 1, but basically it has to do with how you're showing up in your business and the messaging that you're communicating to your audience. So your brand strategy matters because it will help you create that strong foundation for your business and your brand that's built to last for years to come. It'll help you reach more people and make that bigger impact that you're dreaming of through your business. Alright, let's go ahead and get into branding tip number 1, and that is that your brand is more than just a logo, fonts, and colors. So there's actually 2 parts to branding, and one part is the brand strategy, which is that messaging, and then the other part is your brand visual identity, which is what a lot of people think of when they hear the word branding. It's your logo, your colors, your fonts, that sort of thing. But you really need to make sure that you have brand strategy in place first and know how you want to show up, how you want to present your business, what messages you want to communicate, and what experiences you want to create for your audience. And then once you have your brand strategy figured out, you'll want to create brand visuals that work with that strategy. So your visuals are just one part of your brand, it's not the whole package. There's a quote by marketing expert Seth Godin that I love that does a really great job of explaining what a brand is apart from your logo. And if you've been on this channel before, you may have heard me share it because I really love it and I talk about it a lot. But the quote goes like this: "A brand is the set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another." So there you go. I really love that quote because he's talking again about those expectations, those experiences, and really that story that you're creating for your audience and not just what they see, because your brand truly goes beyond that. So your action step for this first tip is to think about the story and the experience that you want to create for your audience and how you can build a brand around that. And to learn more about this whole idea of your brand being an experience and telling a story, check out the book Building a StoryBrand by Donald Miller. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Alright, so my second branding tip for you is to always keep your audience in mind and get used to thinking about them first when it comes to making decisions for your brand. So I know as creatives, and especially as personal brands, it's really easy to always think about what we like and what resonates with us, but you really want to put your audience first if you want to start attracting those ideal clients. So even if you have a personal brand, you want it to be a mix of what you like, what resonates with your audience, and what's expected in your industry. Now, you don't necessarily need to be like everybody else because then you'll just blend in. But what I mean by this is you want to take your personality, your core values, and the way that you do things that makes you unique, and mix that with what your audience and your clients that you want to attract is looking for in someone that has the business, the service that you offer, and then anything that's expected that you would need to do to be a professional in your industry. So for example, if you're a copywriter and you're bold and bubbly, you can build a brand around that. If you don't know a stranger and every single client is like your best friend, put that into your branding. But if your audience doesn't really understand copywriting yet, and they respond better to the statement, the words on your website, the content on your website, then you might want to start talking about your services in that way and kind of explaining what copywriting is instead of just using all the professional terminology that only you understand. Also, as a copywriter in your industry, there's certain copywriting strategy that's commonplace that every copywriter knows, or do's and don'ts, and so that would be a part of your branding and a part of the services that you offer as well. So your action step for this tip is to get to know your audience and understand how you can build a brand that better serves and attracts them. And for more information on this, check out my blog post, Developing Your Brand Messaging. I interviewed professional copywriter Allie Willis, and she shared a lot of great tips for how you can research your audience and really get to know what they need from you, and then infuse that into your branding. I'll put a link to that blog post in the description below. Be sure to check it out. Alright, on to our third tip, and that is to think about your business and your branding long term. This was definitely a mindset shift for me that I needed to have in my business, but I know it's so easy, especially when you're just starting out, to think about only what you like or what seems cool or popular at the time. But if you want your business to be sustainable and successful long term, it's time to start thinking about your vision overall for the business and where you want to go from here, not just what you think will work well right now. And this can take some trial and error, and it can take some time to really develop your brand and your vision and understand where you want to go, but this is just something that I wanted to make you aware of that you can start thinking about. For this action step, I've got 3 questions for you that will help you start to build your vision for your brand and your business long term. The first question is, why do you do what you do? And really dig deep here. You can ask yourself why 5 times, and that will help you to really get to the root of your big why for everything that you do in your business. Question number 2, what's your brand mission and what objectives will help you accomplish this? And then lastly, where do you see your business in the next year? How about the next 5 years? Now again, it can take some time to really think about how you want to answer these questions, and your answers might change over time, but anytime you're feeling stuck in your business or unsure about a decision, come back to these questions and really try to get to your core of your brand, your business, what you value and what you're trying to achieve, and that should help you decide where you want to go with your business long term. Alright, so those are the 3 tips that I have for branding your business. I hope that you found these helpful and actionable. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and use what feels right for you, and be sure to adapt it to what works best for your business. And it can take some trial and error to figure out what brand strategy truly works well for your business, so don't be afraid if it takes a while to get things right. But I just wanted to remind you to always stay true to yourself and your business in your marketing. And be sure to check out those extra resources that I mentioned, and I'll put the links in the description below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video on this channel every Tuesday. If you have any questions about brand strategy or creating your visual branding, or really anything related to your branding and your business, be sure to leave those in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys, and I'm happy to help. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk with you again soon.